Hello, world, and welcome back to the perfectly on time unnamed racing podcast with me, Blair Nevon, and my co-host Gavin Fitzgerald. We're back after a off week of busyness. We were both very busy people and didn't have time to do this podcast. Um, but we're back, and that's the main thing. There's a triple header weekend for NASCAR at Pocono. Uh, Starting with the trucks. Lane Riggs, winner of the race. He's starting to put together a decent back half of the season here. Not that he had a bad start to the season, but he's starting to get the results that he deserved from them.
You'd have to
Um,
drive through three people to get them.
he's starting to get the results, and Corey Heim is losing the results that he has been having and should be having. Gavin, I know you've got some thoughts on Heim's unfortunate loss here.
I can't believe the bad luck that he's had, right? There's been like so many races that he could have won, right? He could be dominating this, he still is, but he could have been dominating the truck season. There would have been no question about him like being at the front. Like he has seemed to have like misfortune almost every single race, which is good for the rest of the truck field, but obviously bad for him. This time, they're under caution. They're under caution, and he cuts down a tire, and that sends him to the back, and just not enough time for him to recover. And not only did that, him blowing a tire like ruin his race, it also ruined Carson Hocevar's race as well, because with the ensuing shenanigans off the restart, Hocevar ended up with a penalty for jumping the start, because when Corey went down pit road, no one knew who the actual control car was, or control truck, control vehicle, whatever you want to call it. So the only person that knew was Carson, and he was waiting for Lane Riggs to go, and he just never went. And Carson said, and I somewhat agree with him, if he didn't go, they were just gonna all wreck anyway. But NASCAR didn't see it that way, and penalty for him, drive through, and that's the end of his day as well. But
Flashbacks of Indy not knowing who the control car is.
oh my god.
As a Kyle Larson fan, you love it, don't you?
Don't even remind me of that. That was the stupidest argument I've ever witnessed in my life.
Yeah, well, that's pretty standard for Kyle Larson fans, having to make stupid arguments with brick walls.
Yeah, it is. It is what it is.
Um, I know you said that he still is dominating, but I still don't think it's in question. He has a 124-point lead on Chandler Smith in second place, so Heim still is the cream of the crop and just a step ahead of everyone else in the truck series right now.
100%. Shout out to Chandler Smith. I picked him on my fantasy team, and I picked him, higher up than some people would have. And everyone's like, "Oh my god, why would you pick Chandler Smith this early?" And I was like, "Because he's going to be good in the truck series." And here we are. He's good in the truck series. Did I forget to put him in my lineup this week? Yep. Did it matter? Not really. But
You always forget to put him in your lineup when it matters.
well, I put it. Still had all the Xfinity and Cup guys, which was fine because John Hunter ended up with another top 10, which we'll talk about, later on in the Cup stuff. But yeah, good to see Chandler Smith having a good season here. Truck race, other than that, though, was pretty quiet. Nothing massive to report. Just normal truck series shenanigans. The odd yellow. I will say, Hocevar did go on a pretty big rant though on the radio about how they're ruining the series, and I can't imagine that NASCAR is very happy with that. But I feel like that's just the
Yeah, but
peak
there's
Carson
nothing you can
Hocevar
do. There's nothing you
experience.
can do about it.
No, I know. I don't disagree. It's just peak Hocevar. You know what I mean? That's what we want to see, or at least that's what
Yeah,
I want to see. So it's good
that's
to.
what fans want to see.
That's what everyone wants to see. Everyone wants to see everybody getting mad at NASCAR. If there's one person that everyone can agree to be mad at, it's probably NASCAR.
Probably a pretty fair bet.
So
Some winners and losers from Pocono for the Truck Series. Um, Heim, big loser. and not loser, just unfortunate circumstance.
Well, this week I'd still put him in the loser category, right?
Yeah. Jake Garcia really needed a good performance. Um, Looked like he was going to get it starting in 11th and ends up as the last car on the lead lap. Didn't help his case at all.
Yeah, because he's
Um,
on the outside looking in now for points.
yes, because of the Stewart Friesen behind him, but with the win, so it's that truck bubble is getting closer and closer every race, and different names are starting to pop up, which great for the series.
Yeah, well, the trucks
Um,
also lose around compared to everyone else too, because of the
yes.
shorter
Also,
season.
I want to say win, just because not a full timer and a top 15 finish for Luke Baldwin, which is always it's nice seeing guys come in and prove that they deserve to be around and not show up and make a fool out of themselves.
Yeah, that's always well, that's what a lot of the rookies need, right? Nice, quiet top 10 day. Is it
Exactly.
good? Like, ironically, a quiet day is what gets you noticed, right?
Yeah, and it gets you noticed for the right reasons. You
So,
can show up and you can, wreak havoc and guess what? Your name's in the media, but you're not in the media for the right reasons. And I know the whole any publicity is good publicity, but when you have bad publicity because you wrecked a guy and he can go out and junkie the next week, not exactly good publicity.
no, that is not. I don't know. It's good publicity for the sponsor, maybe not good publicity for yourself.
Exactly. But uh losers or win yeah, winners, losers. There wasn't many. Was like I said, Daniel Heinrich had a good day too. Came from
Yep,
19th, finished 5th.
yep. Lane Riggs,
Uh,
obviously, it's good to see them get a win and lock themselves in the playoffs. I know they missed the playoffs last year and went on that really good run at the end of the year. So probably good for them to get into the playoffs now, and they'll hope to replicate that success in the playoffs for sure.
yeah. So, like you said, pretty quiet truck race at Pocono. Um, Not as quiet race, but actually it wasn't that dramatic, but it was quite the junior motorsports event. The Xfinity race, junior crew chiefing for Zilich, which I think everyone was excited to watch. And we get the Cinderella story from it, and Zilich gets his first oval win um, at
On a-
Pocono with Dale on the box.
I love it when a guy's first oval win is on a triangle. That's
I
literally
s-
what the note is. Zilich wins his
there
first
was
oval on
people
a triangle.
there was people having that argument on Twitter, and it was the most brain dead argument I've seen. Was saying, "Well, Zilich still hasn't won on an oval. This we
Actually,
classify this as an oval."
Pocono has 5 turns, actually.
Yeah. Okay. Shut up. Um. Also, best thing Zilich could have done the entire weekend. He got out of the roof hatch.
I knew it in my head. Like I would never doubt Zilich. I was like, but the odds of him winning are low. But I was like, man, if he wins, I really want him to climb out of the roof hatch. And when I saw him win, like I didn't get to watch the end of the Xfinity race, but I saw like on Twitter like Zilich wins whatever. The first thing I did was I immediately started scrolling through Twitter to see if he climbed out of the roof hatch. So
Did you see his clip from the download? Justin told him to do it.
Justin Allgaier,
Yeah, Allgaier
oh,
told it. He
100%
said if you win with him on the box, you have to get out of the roof
roof
hatch just
hatch.
to
Yeah,
piss him off.
yeah, 100%.
But oh, that was the best way he could have done that.
That was awesome.
And a hard fought win too. It wasn't a blowout by any means.
No, they were strong all day for sure, but the last in Xfinity Series fashion, it turned into like a complete mess at the end there with all the yellows and everything, and like it all kind of kicked off with Allgaier and Elliott playing grab ass on the restart there. It kind of caused one of those those were probably the two best cars, and they both wiped each other out. Not wiped each other out, but like both knocked themselves out of contention for the win. And cost them both. Jesse Love was able to get up front there, and then the cautions fell, and Zilch was able to make his way back up with a bit of a tire disadvantage. Not a crazy tire disadvantage, but still. once those tires went through a couple heat cycles, it probably really evened it out. But still, really impressive from him to drive back, not back to the front, but back to the lead after kind of struggling on those restarts there for a bit. It was definitely good to see him get the win.
And I feel like for him, it's a big weight off his shoulders, finally getting a win that's not a road course. And he's been so close for the last
Yeah.
couple weeks.
Well, he's been like, yeah, I'm not going to say it like a road ringer, but he definitely is stronger on the road courses than he is on the ovals. But he's still ridiculously good on the ovals. Like, no one is surprised by him winning this race. Like, even when he was running part-time last year, he was still running in the top 10. He runs almost in the top 10 every single time we go to an oval. So,
Yeah.
and it's
And
especially
there's
good for
whether it's
him.
just been pit strategies or the way yellow's falling or an unfortunate, car or something. It's just it hasn't a lot of the time been his own doing. You know what I mean? There's just been situationally something happened and he's in a spot where he just couldn't get over that hump.
Yeah, well, Charlotte. That's kind of what happened at Charlotte with him, right? He was in good position to win that too, especially with the pit strategy and everything. And he kind of got Byron kind of came and snatched it from him, right?
Well, and then look at Daga. Daga he had, and it ends how Daga always ends.
I will say I'm really happy that he recovered from that back injury. Obviously, there was a question mark in the air, but the last couple races he's came back and he's been insanely good. Like
Yeah.
he could have won Mexico too, right?
Oh,
Like
100%.
we could
That
be
was him
looking
and
at a
Ty
two
Gibbs
race
just
win
playing
streak.
stupid.
Yeah. Two kids. I don't know. Two kids racing. That's really all that is. We are going to like road courses coming up here. So
Oh
winning
yeah, it's a
this
big.
race,
He could gain some serious playoff points now that he's. Well, he was already. I forgot about Coda.
yeah, him racing these, like him winning that Pocono race is a big momentum swing for him coming into this crucial stretch for him. He's going to gain a lot of his more points than usual on road courses. So to have that momentum going in to him, momentum going into this little stretch of the schedule is definitely beneficial
You know
for him.
another person keep an eye on this stretch coming up? Carson Quapple.
Yeah, surprisingly good at road
He's been
courses.
knocking on the doors on ovals and the road courses we've been at. He's showed very good strength, so I think he's getting a lot more comfortable in the car. So this could be an interesting or a very good time for him to make a splash. Um, Another Xfinity thing that came out a couple hours ago. I want to touch on. Uh, the Hendrick car, the 17, was penalized $40,000 fine, 3 race suspension for the crew chief, loss of 40 owner points, and 10 owner playoff points because NASCAR found a problem with the mainframe rail. I don't even know what receivers those are. Who cares?
It's a worthless penalty anyway. It's a nothing
Like
burger.
people are trying to make a point of it. That car is driven by someone different every week. It doesn't matter, people. Stop freaking out like it's a Chase Elliott penalty. It's not a Chase Elliott penalty. It's
Yeah,
a
it's a
penalty on the
penalty.
car.
It's a penalty to the owner's points, which I mean, I'm sure that's nice for them to have, but it realistically does not make or break that.
Oh, yeah, because Hendrick needs the extra money.
Yeah, it's not a make or break for that program. I really think they just do it kind of for funsies more than anything. So that it's kind of it's a nothing. It's nothing. It means literally nothing. Which for better or for worse, right? Like I don't know. If I'm in their head, I'm just gonna cheat up every car I can and just go win. But I
Yeah, and
guess
then
maybe
pop
you're not
out of the
learning a
pop
bunch
and then
that way.
pop out of the roof hatch so they can't prove that you cheated.
I can't prove. Oh my god. I gotta wonder. I know there's a clip on it on Dale's podcast. I just haven't had the chance to listen to it. I saw the quick clip where, like, Junior explains why they could cheat it out the roof hatch, but that's like anything,
Oh,
right?
I watched the whole clip. It's because they'd pop the roof hatch up. Or like the roof hatch would be sitting higher than the roof, and it would take air off the spoiler on like Daytona and Talladega. So they would pop out of the roof hatch because it was already higher than it was supposed to be. And it would take all the air off the spoiler. It was DEI and Waltrip thing, apparently.
I know what NASCAR inspection is checking this week.
No, next time we're to super. Yeah, Atlanta. I didn't even think of that.
I'm about to say I know what they're looking at.
Yeah, I can't wait for someone to fail tech because their roof hatch was fucked
I say
up.
those roof hatches better
Oh,
be.
that's our. I did it.
What'd you do?
I dropped their first F bomb.
That is not our first F bomb.
Is it not? Are you
No,
sure?
I am positive. I have said it on here at least 3 times. I'm 100% positive.
Okay, I'm good then.
Yeah. So, anything else really from Xfinity? Again, not really a ton going on other than I found it funny. Jeff Gluck tweeted out, I guess his like kid was like, "Oh no, not again!" as they like wrecked for the 3rd time and brought out like the 3rd green white checkered. I thought that was pretty good. So
Yeah, it was a good Xfinity race. Not wholehearted. Wholesome moment for sure.
it was really good to see Junior win. I know there was a lot of talk on Twitter about like how much crew chiefing he actually did and how much like communication they had with the war room and the people back at the back at Junior Motorsports and everything. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's still really cool. And
Yeah,
Junior just gets to add another thing to his resume. It wasn't on my bingo card when I read it though. Like I thought I was like getting downforted when I saw it. I'm like, yeah, no way. This ain't a real account. And then it was like Bob Pockris, Jeff Gluck. I was like, oh, never mind. It is real. This is actually happening.
Before we go over to the Cup side, winners and losers. Zillage, big winner. Christian Eckes finishing 3rd. That's a good win for him. Carson Quapple up from 22nd into 6th. Any points they can get right now. Big points for them. And I'm going to leave it at that for now. And then losers, I'm going to put Chase Elliott there just because unnecessary things leading to him throwing that away.
Was
Same
him
with
and Allgaier. It wasn't just Chase.
I'll throw Allgaier in there too.
We don't want to anger the Chase sexuals.
Sheldon Creed, tough day.
I've noticed they haven't been around as much. They used to be up front a lot. Like every week, it seemed like they were around in the conversation. They seem to have tailed off a bit. That whole Haas program has.
The other loser I'm going to put in here, I'm going to put William Zawalich.
That's been one long losing
a hot
season.
lap hero.
Yep.
And his race pace and race strategies has just not paid off for him this year.
No, he's definitely struggled to the Xfinity car compared to ARCA. Not really 100% sure why. He's definitely still young, so definitely no need to sound the alarm button or anything like that. I have no doubt that he'll get it figured out soon enough, though. But yeah, just that's not even a losing. That's not a loser from the week. That's a loser from the whole year. Like
So
that's
far,
it's just been a struggle.
Turns his whole season around.
Well, that's the way she goes. We've got Atlanta, man. You never know.
Exactly.
Because you still got this Atlanta race in Daytona, I think.
Yes.
So, you never know.
There's always potential.
Always.
So we will swing it over to the Cup side of things. Chase Briscoe finally gets it done.
On a miracle.
Yeah, just never start on pole. Because he can't win from pole, apparently. So,
most people can't.
It was also Denny's. Denny's first race back after missing Mexico for the birth of his child, and he did get a waiver. Just make sure everyone knows he does have a waiver.
I say he had the waiver. Like they announced that he was missing it, and the waiver like at the same time.
Yeah, it was like.
So, but they knew I think that everyone kind of knew in advance because it was in the rules when they released the new rules and everything on the playoff points. Like they put right in there that if you miss the race for a birth of a child, you will be given a waiver. Like there was no they put that is the way it's written in the rule. Like it literally uses that as a medical example. So no real surprise. I know him and Reddick were both on baby watch this year, so I think NASCAR
Reddick
kind of
had
knew.
his kid though and didn't miss a race.
Yeah, but there was still a chance that he was gonna be able to miss, or there was a chance he was gonna have to miss the race, right? So NASCAR knew, and good on them for putting that in there. So there's not really a gray area, and you don't have to worry about it.
Well,
But
after the gray area enough the last year was, they didn't want to deal with that again.
that is true. But good race back for him though. Could have won it
for sure, 100%. Where do we want to start?
Start from the start of the race.
Go have at her. I missed the start of the race. I was at baseball.
The biggest, really, first stage was a bit of a kind of boring.
Aren't
Big.
most first stages now though, especially at a 2.5 mile track.
Yeah, like the rate. The problem was it was really hard to pass. I'm sure everyone knows that with the way these cars are with aero and everything like that. But I do have to shout out Prime for making it seem interesting. Like I can't
Rest in peace, Prime.
Yeah, that booth made it like you were almost impressed that they couldn't pass. The way they explained it. You have everyone up there explaining how dirty air works and how drivers are using it, and it makes it seem like this cool thing when in reality it's really not this cool thing. But
that was what Prime was good at, was keeping it interesting.
And people don't realize that about the broadcast. Like you have to make the little things matter. Like that's what's good with F1 is they're always excited. They're always something's happening.
Yeah.
Whatever. You never
and
feel
I
there's
have a lot
lull.
I think this will carry on to TNT. Not to the level Prime did it, but with the booth it'll carry.
I'm definitely looking forward to TNT for sure and their bracket challenge, which we'll get into in a bit here.
With possibly a surprise, maybe not. We'll see. What was Brad doing?
Getting baited?
No, he wasn't. It's a big red light.
Dude, there's okay.
Red means no.
There is a clip of I think it's Counter-Strike. And it's this dude yelling, I'm being baited! I'm being baited! And that's all I could think of when I watched that go down.
There's a big light on the pace car, and there's a big light on the pit entrance that are both red and flashing, and he couldn't see either of those. And I don't care what argument people make to say, oh, his spotter should have told him it was closed. I don't care. Lights!
When in doubt, blame TJ.
Go back to your brother. TJ, you're fired. My brother's going back. But it was my God. That's just... I don't get that.
I mean, big shout out, though, to Denny and Carson for, baiting, just selling it, right?
Well, and both of them thought that he was just, faking it.
Yeah. They thought he was serious.
Yeah, that baffled me.
Imagine, all of them went down pit road. It would have been like last year, Watkins Glen. Remember when it was Zilich, Ty Gibbs, and someone else? All three of them ran the bus stop under yellow because one of them did it, so the rest of them did it.
Yeah.
Could you have imagined? I don't know. Sometimes you just get zoned in. You're so ready to go. You're ready for the pit stop. I have
to listen to DBC and hear what
they have to say. TJ
Did
wasn't on the download.
What?
No, it's Zilich this week.
Fuck. Because TJ's back. He was back last week.
Now he's gone again.
God damn it.
So
he's
I don't know.
It 100%.
100% he's avoiding it.
That'll go on shit shows of the week, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of shit show, how about 2311 and their brake rotors this week?
Yeah, it's bad.
That was a hard hit for Herbs.
It was a hard hit for Bubba too. Losing your brakes going into Pocono turn 1 is a scary thought, right? Because they're hauling ass into that corner.
Yeah.
So,
all three at
well,
Pocono, you're hauling ass.
Bubba
But
already
one is where you really got to hunker down.
Well, and Bubba had it before. Like I think it was one of his first races. He had the front brake rotor broken. He slammed it.
Oh yeah,
So it
and it's also
definitely yeah.
I think any hard hit also is amplified at Pocono right now because of how recent the Kurt injury still is. Um,
Yeah, but that was more of a
is that
car thing. That wasn't a Pocono
But that
thing.
also, initially that didn't look like anything that big, and then we see what it became. So you kind of just worry about.
That was the problem with those accidents. Bowman and Kurt was that it wasn't a big wreck. Because when they would
Exactly.
back into the fence, the rear clip wouldn't fold. Like the driver absorbed all the impact.
Yeah.
That was the main problem there.
You know
Obviously,
whose
NASCAR
brakes
addressed
were
that.
working? Cindric
That pass
decided
was beautiful.
timing up his timing up the run perfectly, sitting behind was it
Larson and
Barry
Barry.
and Larson, and like I say, just timing up turn 3 perfectly to take the run and say, "You guys fight. I'll see you later. Have a good one."
Well, yeah, because Larson blew the corner and kind of rubbed Barry up the track, and now you just give Cindric clean air and the run, and he just blew by both of them. Like
I'm
that
just
is a
gonna point
textbook
out.
two
I'm
for
gonna
one.
point out. Didn't matter, but
Well, it was a nice thought.
it was a cool move.
It was nice to watch. That's all that really
Also,
matters.
James Smalls is a liar, and I will not be convinced otherwise.
No, I see. If you watch that, if so, even when they showed the timers on screen, and like Briscoe had an 11-second stop, and like Denny had a 13-second stop, and someone else had a 13-second stop, I'm like, they don't have enough fuel. Like they did not like there's not enough fuel on that car because there's no way he got out that fast, being like on that low of fuel, and they knew immediately, right? Because the miscommunication was James Small said that you're going like on me, like on the crew chief, but when they dropped the jack, he went.
Which was just natural.
Yeah. So, because what I noticed a lot of teams did, so they went on that, but a lot of teams would just leave the car on the jack, and then when they dropped the
Yeah,
jack, they'd go. Which, in my opinion, is kind of the like safer
works
way of doing that.
better.
So that way you know for sure between the fuel man and the jack man,
Yeah.
you know for sure what for sure where you need to like when you're going. But shout out to Briscoe's fuel man there because he followed that car like mostly out of the
Oh yeah.
box. Like
Yeah.
they must have gotten at least a gallon and a half in there, and that was the difference between them making it or not.
Yeah. 100%. And like I said, cheat or liar, but kudos to Briscoe for defending how he did and being able to hold off Denny and Blaney both charging and to save enough fuel to make it to the end.
And shout out SVG for bringing out that yellow. I hope that Briscoe sends him a Christmas card and nice Australian snacks
Yes, he
or New
deserves them.
Zealand snacks. New
He
Zealand's
definitely New
New
Zealand.
Zealander snacks.
I don't know. I want to go. Let's go to New Zealand.
Why? Why do we
Why
go?
not?
What's in New Zealand?
Cool stuff.
All right.
Yeah. So stay tuned for Unnamed Racing Podcast New Zealand edition.
We'll be delayed for a week putting it out though, because we're gonna come back and not have time to record it.
Well, so be it.
The bi-weekly podcast now.
So Briscoe shakes up the playoff picture again. Another
Does
new
it
winner.
though?
Well, just with the whole new winner aspect of it.
Yeah, he was pretty. I don't think a lot of people were worried about him missing. So
But
like,
it
I guess
just
it shakes the playoff
it
series up.
locks that one more person and makes it
Yeah,
harder for people to point their way in.
because
That one less spot you can point in.
with the exception of Barry, maybe I don't know where he actually would end up on points, and SVG. Really, like everyone that's in the playoffs is like they deserve to be there, right? Like no one's really in there
Yeah, but
on
the
like
other thing
a
is
farce.
SVG could go into this playoff still with, I think,
Another win or two.
Probably, I think he could go in with 3 wins.
Yeah, because we've got Chicago,
Sonoma, Chicago.
Watkins Glen too. He ran well there in last year. I know obviously he didn't win, but he still could have. So,
Yeah,
and
like
he's just
this is just a dream for him coming up.
well, there's nothing but up for him, right? Like he's learning and he's adapting. He's getting better every week. Their oval stuff's getting better. Granted, Trackhouse as a team is getting better as well.
Every
Uh,
Trackhouse driver has won since Charlotte.
yeah,
We're on the up.
yep. So they Trackhouse is definitely kind of kicking it in overdrive for the second half of the year.
For sure.
Ross again with another respectable run. So you're gonna have to.
No, it wasn't.
I thought he ran like top
We
10.
finished 26th.
Oh, never mind.
We
Damn,
sucked.
Ross sucks. You heard it here first. Sorry.
Shut up. I said we sucked. Winners and losers, because I'm done arguing about Ross sucking. Oh, shit. Winner Chase Briscoe, obviously. Blaney finishing 3rd after starting 20th. Good day for him.
Yep.
I don't want to hear a word about this sentence. Winner Kyle Larson started 24th, finished 7th. Move on to the next one.
John Hunter.
Yeah, kinda.
I know they qualified well and they finished well, but like you have to
Top 10
remember.
for them is good.
Yeah, you have to remember where that team was last year and kind of was at the start of this year. They're definitely on the uptick. They've had a couple good runs for sure.
Last winner I'm gonna say for this week, Josh Berry started 35th, came back with a 12th place finish. Solid day for him.
Yep, that is starting to look
Losers
like a
on the
fourth
day.
Penske.
Yeah, losers on the day. Bubba not finishing, killer for him. Same with Herbst.
Yep.
The last 3 weeks has been a lose for Ricky Stenhouse.
Oh man, we forgot about that.
Oh, we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about that soon. And one more loser I'm gonna put out there is Cole Custer. Started 5th, didn't even bring it into a top 20.
Yeah, that was an odd run.
Before we transition to our next segment, since we missed last week, I wanted to do this, but we didn't have a chance to since we didn't do a podcast. But I would like to just hold a moment of silence for the Montreal Groundhog, the Le Mans Bunny, and the
Oh my
Michigan
God.
Squirrel over the last 3 weeks of motorsports. Don't be an animal near a motorsports track.
Oh man, we found our clip for the week. Yeah.
Okay, pause.
Oh, I was gonna do the miscellaneous stuff before we do the pause.
I don't care about miscellaneous stuff.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot about the tabloid thing.
Before we go to a not commercial break, Tab Boyd hired by Joe Gibbs Racing to spot for Christopher Bell after being let go at Hyak, or that thing you do when you drink too much alcohol. I don't really know the whole story here. I know he got let go after some comments he made about the race at Mexico. Nothing overly, offensive in my opinion. Like nothing was said that was offensive. He just spoke from his experience. Obviously prompted some backlash on Twitter. A lot of people disagreed with what he said. But then when he got let go, everybody was like, well, I didn't want him to get fired. Well, then why were you bitching in the first place? Like, you can't, I don't know. People on Twitter do this awesome thing where it's like, oh no, the consequences of my actions.
Funny how
So,
that works, isn't it?
yeah, good to see him, end up at JGR. I have no idea what makes a good or bad spotter. Hoping he's a good spotter. I know C. Bell's left in the middle of the season. So obviously this seems to be a bit of a replacement for the time being. So good to see him get it done or get the nod.
For sure. I don't have anything to add on that. You summed it up pretty well.
We're going back to Chicagoland next year.
100% Hocevar is buying the track.
I don't know if he's buying the track. He just had to pay a massive fine. I don't know if he's buying the track.
Yeah. Hocevar is going to accidentally leak something. I guarantee it.
Accidentally. Dude's taking photos of the track and just sending them around. He said it on stream that they're going back to Chicago.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the stream.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna be back.
It's been leaked, bro. It's been leaked.
Well, I'm excited to see that.
So,
we are gonna take a brief commercial, and we will be back momentarily. Enjoy a message from our sponsors at Split Second Broadcasting.
we don't have one.
And we're back. That was a beautiful commercial, wasn't it, Gavin?
We still don't have a sponsor.
Shut up. And we're back with our first ever guest on the podcast. Welcome, Jackson Sims.
Hello. Great to be here.
We're gonna.
Oh, fuck.
What?
I just accidentally had Brad Keselowski advancing in my bracket. I don't know how to undo that.
Well, if it
I
wasn't
clicked
clear,
the button.
now we're going to talk about the bracket challenge, which is the bracket set for, and we're starting up this week at Atlanta of all tracks. Which, yeah, great track, NASCAR. Let's start the bracket in Atlanta. So we're gonna, yeah, you know what? I think we can do this. We're gonna go through, and we're gonna. I think there's a lot here that are pretty one-sided. Atlanta or not.
I'll say, but it's Atlanta. That's the
Atlanta or not. First one here. Atlanta or not. Denny Hamlin, Ty Dillon.
I mean, I'm gonna have a hot take here, so
No!
I'm gonna go with Ty Dillon.
You're on crack.
Listen, dude. I just don't. Denny does not do the greatest at Atlanta. I know Ty Dillon doesn't either, but I see Denny getting eliminated in the first round. I think we'll have a first round upset. Ty Dillon's been running well. That colleague car has been running a lot better. I think Ty Dillon gets it done in the first matchup.
I mean, remember Hamlin at the playoff race last year was nowhere near the front all day. I mean,
Am I the only one here that's going to take Hamlin in Atlanta?
Well, you're taking Denny all the way, buddy. So
Spoiler much, asshat.
I'm going to take Hamlin, but I mean, it's not guaranteed.
None of this is guaranteed. Not
That's
at
true.
Atlanta. It ain't. I'm taking Ty Dillon.
Every other race, it's Denny. It's not a question.
I agree.
I hate the fact that this starts in Atlanta.
Yep.
So much.
I agree.
Next one we got Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski.
This is a tough one. If
Brad finishes the race, he's gonna beat him.
Yeah,
But
I've got Brad.
Busch has been good at Atlanta.
Yeah,
I was going to say Kyle Busch has been really good at Atlanta. I almost won the one, the spring race last year.
Oh, yeah, that finish I forgot about.
Oh, this is really cool. If you click on the little eye, if you're on the website, it shows you the starts. 7 starts, best finish a second, best finish a third, average finish, top 10s.
Yeah, that's too much. I just picked people. I took Brad. Gavin, Jackson, who are you thinking?
Taking Brad as well.
I'm taking Kyle.
I think that one could be close.
That's a 50-50.
Like I say,
that's a
I think
coin
the big thing with that one, I think, is if Kyle can finish the race, I think he'll do it. But where he's been having to start recently and in all season, he got caught up in the mess.
And I just clicked on whoopsie.
Other on Bowman Logano.
I'm gonna take. I gotta take Logano here. I think.
Yeah,
No, I don't want the DraftKings odds. Oh my goodness.
Logano's won Atlanta before. Just look out all the way.
Yeah, Bowman tends to struggle a bit at the super speedways. I have to take Logano too. He's won here. Not my greatest, not my biggest, thing in the world that I'm happy about. But I think you got to do it. I think that was pretty
Next
cut and dry.
we got Bubba and Suarez.
Taking Suarez all the way,
Yeah,
especially at Atlanta.
Bubba is abysmal at plate trucks.
Yeah, I have to change my bracket because now I'm looking at it and I picked Bubba, but I meant to pick Suarez.
That one could go either way. If this was any other plate race that wasn't Atlanta, I'd take Bubba, but Suarez is just ridiculously good here. Almost won the playoff race last year and obviously won that 3-wide thriller to start last year. So I gotta take Suarez on that one.
Next, we got John Hunter and Josh Berry.
I'm
Ford-
taking
Ford-
John Hunter.
Yeah, Penske Fords are good at Atlanta. I'm gonna go Barry.
I'm taking Berry as well.
I'm just taking John Hunter. They've been on the up and up the last little bit. Josh
Berry's just run really well at super speedways recently.
I think I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you. That's another toss up there, I think.
Next, we got Chase Elliott, Austin Dillon.
Chase, easy.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go Chase there for sure. I'm not
The only way Austin Dillon ever wins another super speedway is the same way he won his first one, and that's not
attempted murder.
Yes. Moving on. We've got Chastain and Eric Jones. I'm taking Ross. I hold
Yeah, I'm
bias.
going
I know you're
Ross.
taking. I think I'm gonna take Ross too. Yeah.
It's just I don't think Jones has the car to compete with.
I agree.
Where he could be. Last on this side of the bracket, we've got Bell and Stenhouse. If Stenhouse doesn't see Hocevar, there's a chance. But either way, I think it's still Bell.
Yeah, I think it's Bell. Just better car, better team.
I'm gonna take Ricky. And just have a gut feeling on that one. I have no reasoning. I have zero reasoning.
Shit disturber.
No, I have no reason. I just have a feeling that it's gonna be Ricky on that one. Can't wait for this to promptly blow up in my face, but
this is just abysmal that this is all in Atlanta because it's all a toss-up.
That's the problem, right? Like I know, like my picks for like Chicago are set and Sonoma and Dover and whatever.
It's not a debate.
But the problem is who gets there. That's the problem, right?
Start the other side of the bracket. We got Briscoe and Gregson. Briscoe stays.
That's a tough one.
I think it's Briscoe.
I mean, Gregson. Nah, I don't know. This one's like literally a 50-50. I'm gonna go with Gregson. I just like Gregson more as a driver.
Sims, who do you take? Briscoe, Gregson?
Gotta go Briscoe. I don't think Gregson. Their team just for whatever reason isn't firing all cylinders right now.
And all year to be actually they started half decent and kind of just have petered out.
Yeah, I agree.
We got Ryan Preece and William Byron. All together now. 1, 2, 3.
Byron.
Oh,
come on!
What? Why? Like, yeah, you're right.
Are you taking Preece?
No, I'm taking Byron.
Okay. Blaney Hocevar.
Hocevar.
I'm taking Hocevar.
Hey, I'm going Hocevar.
It's gotta happen sooner or later.
Yeah, just with I think it has a good chance to happen in Atlanta. We saw how it went last time for him.
Next we got Larson Reddick. Just to piss you off, I'm taking Reddick. There's no other reasoning behind that other than to just go against you. I'm taking Reddick.
I mean, looking at their stats here, they're basically 50-50 kind of. Like an average finish of 26, average finish of 21. Reddick has 2 top 10s, Larson has 1. Reddick with the best finish of 5th, Larson with the best finish of 3rd. This could go either way. I'm just going to go with Larson here.
I don't know. Larson never seems to, be up front at super speedways, but neither does Reddick. So I don't know. This is a toss up for me. I end up going Reddick.
Yeah, that one can go either way. That one can go either way.
Next is McDowell Allmendinger.
I
I have McDowell.
have to look at the stats.
I'm going Allmendinger.
Yeah,
Probably got speed. McDowell for whatever reason since Texas has not been the same.
yeah. I've gone AJ as well. I feel like the 16 team has been a lot better of a team than the 71 this year. Their stats are about equal too. Actually, AJ kind of has the leg up there. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna go with AJ.
Oh, and these last three, I'm telling you, we're getting into some barn burner matchups here. We got Ty Gibbs, Justin Haley.
I'm going Ty Gibbs here. The 7 car has just not been very good this year, just in general. So I just thought, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Gibbs.
I mean, statistically, Justin Haley is better here than Ty Gibbs.
Yeah, well,
But
Yeah,
statistics don't
I'm
matter.
gonna go Gibbs. Haley has not been his usual self this year. I don't think.
Second last of the first round, we got Zane Smith, Austin Cindric. I am taking the upset, and I'm taking Zane Smith.
all right, Austin Cindric Sims next.
Yeah,
slide.
Cindric, Penske runs really good here.
Cindric in general is just pretty good on the plate tracks. The only way he gets taken out is if he gets wrecked, and that happens pretty frequently. So yeah,
Well, I've gone pretty straight up the whole bracket through, so I had to switch something up.
fair.
This one's good. I'm interested to hear your opinions. Busher, Gilliland.
I'm gonna go Busher, but definitely could go either way on a plate track. That's not a pick I'm confident in, but
Another
kind of
toss
got
up.
yeah
Went
for
Bush,
sure.
but then I went Todd.
I've got Busher.
I've got Busher as well.
Um,
Round 2.
well, here's where we kind of split off, but oh shit. Well, okay,
Now
Gavin,
it,
I want to know here for you. Do you have Dylan going past round 2?
well, I have him going up against Brad Keselowski, and I just do not see him getting. I do not see Ty Dillon getting out, or I do not see Ty Dillon beating Brad Keselowski at a road course. I've got Brad moving on against Ty Dillon to round 3.
I've got Denny beating Brad.
I got Denny beating Kyle.
I think Denny over Kyle or Brad at road course is a pretty solid pick.
Yeah, this next one
Um,
for me is a toss up because I've got Logano and Suarez.
I think we all have Logano
Yep.
Suarez.
Yeah.
I'm going Logano. I think Suarez used all his
Is it the
magic up
street
for.
course? It's the street course first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd take Logano.
I'm gonna take Suarez. I think.
I feel more confident in Logano at
Yeah, I don't.
especially such a tight track.
Yeah, like I just don't. Both of those are kind of a toss up for me. The stats aren't like crazily different in my opinion.
Yeah, but the stats we have 2 years to go off of stats.
I know. I'm just saying. I have a good feeling about Suarez.
Okay, whatever you say. What do we got here? I got Barry Chase.
Yeah, that as well.
I have John Hunter and Chase. I'm gonna go with Chase here.
I'm
Yeah,
taking Chase at the
thinking
road course all
Chase.
day.
Josh Berry, not a good road course racer.
Yeah, it's you can't between Hunter and Barry, you can't really go against Chase on a road course like that. Gavin, you have a look that you're going against Chase.
No, I've
Okay.
got Chase.
Okay,
I've got
good.
Chase. Sorry, I thought I said that. I've got Chase going. I've got Chase moving on against John Hunter.
Okay. I have Ross and Bell. Gavin, I know you took Stenhouse.
I'm still gonna go with Ross here. I think Ross beats Stenhouse on road courses.
I
I
don't
had
think it's going to be a blowout by any means, but I think Ross will take the edge on it.
Well, I mean,
had
actually, looking at the stats here, Ricky does do better here than Ross does.
Okay, like I said, we have 2 years of stats, Kevin. I don't care
Man,
about stats in
hey man,
Chicago.
2 years is 2 years. It's the same track.
Well, it's the same amount of time I put up with your shit.
have
Exactly.
Chastain and Bell. I'm gonna go Bell. I don't think Ross has really been that great at Chicago. So
I'm just
I'm gonna go
hoping that he
Bell.
rides the wave, to be honest. The Trackhouse wave. Flip over to the other side. We got Briscoe and Byron. I'm taking Byron.
Taking Byron was as well.
Gavin, Byron. I
Yeah,
know you have Gregson, but
I've got Gregson and Byron. I've gone Byron here, 100%, no
yeah.
question.
Hocevar and Reddick for me. I'm Gavin. I think you have Larson, right?
Yeah, I've got Hocevar and Larson, and I've got Larson moving on against Hocevar.
I got Reddick moving on against Hocevar.
I also have Reddick moving on against Hocevar.
I wouldn't be disappointed if I got upset there. I don't think Hocevar has it on the road courses yet.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Next we've got AJ. You guys have AJ. I got McDowell against Gibbs. I'm taking Gibbs.
Yeah, taking AJ against Gibbs.
Well, yeah, for you guys, I would take AJ too. See, I have
I'm taking
McDowell. So.
I'm taking Ty Gibbs against AJ.
Really?
Yeah, think about it. He had a really good run at Mexico there.
I think that'll be a really good if it does end up being AJ and Gibbs, that'll be something to keep an eye on throughout the whole race because those are two
two
pretty
guys that are
decent
really
road
close
course
to each
racers
other.
right now.
Ty Gibbs, he really impressed me in Mexico. I think that they can carry some of that like momentum on the road courses into the next road course race.
And lastly, we've got Zane Smith or Austin Cindric and Busher. I've got Busher and Zane Smith. I got Busher moving on.
Yeah, I've got Busher moving on against Cindric.
I got Cindric taking it over Gilliland.
Yeah, that would probably be what I would have done if I picked that too. But I got Busher, just better road course racer in my opinion. Okay, we get into the quarterfinals here. Denny and Joey for me. I have Denny moving
I
on.
have Denny too.
I've got
Just another road course. I like Denny at Sonoma especially.
I've got Kozlowski and Suarez.
God, you just screwed us all up, didn't you?
I'm taking Brad against Suarez for Sonoma.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Reasoning or just cause?
Just kind of a gut feeling. I know Suarez has a win there, but other than that, the stats are pretty identical. I just feel like Suarez is kind of like a little bit behind the eight ball this year.
Okay. Round the next one I got Chase and Ross. I
I've
am
got
gonna come back to me. Go ahead, Gavin.
I've got the same thing, and I took Chase.
I got Bell beating Chase at
I got
Sonoma.
Ross and Chase, and as much as it hurts, I'm taking Chase. Just a better road course racer.
I mean, next gen Chase Elliott at road courses has not been
The greatest thing to
the
watch.
greatest.
Yeah, but
No, I
comparing it
agree.
to Ross on road courses next gen.
Kind of a toss up. That
Yeah.
one could go either way. That one 100% could go either way. I'm not confident in picking Chase, but he's been having an all right year for sure. So we'll go with that.
We'll flip over to the other side. We got Byron Reddick. I took Reddick.
I took Byron. I mean, he's looked really, really good at times this year. I think he turns it on for this.
I've got Byron and Larson, and I have Larson moving on against Byron. I just think Larson's the better road racer, and he's pretty good at Sonoma. Byron, he's all right at road courses, but he just seems to struggle at Sonoma for some reason. So I've got Larson moving on.
Do we all have someone different going on there? Wow. I just I have a feeling about Reddick here. And lastly, we've got Gibbs and Busher at Sonoma.
I've got
I'm
Busher.
taking Busher.
I got Allmendinger and Cindric. Allmendinger's moving on.
100%. This stretch does work nicely for AJ if he can make it out of Atlanta.
100%. The
If
problem
only-
is the problem with AJ is he ends up against Bush. He could very well end up against Busher, right? And
Yeah.
Busher is sneaky good at road courses in this car. So
Imagine if SVG could have made the bracket. If he would just gotten through Atlanta. Oh boy.
Justin Marks would have been having a heyday open with hope.
copium.
Well, and it's got to suck for SVG too because he is now 30th in points, is he not? But it was after the
Yeah.
cutoff race.
Yep.
All right, semifinals going into Dover. Denny Chase for me. I'm taking Denny. Denny at Dover. I like a lot.
Yeah, I got Denny and Bell. I'll take Denny all day.
I got Brad and Chase here, and I think Brad takes a Cinderella story all the way to the end here.
Yep. Okay. On the other side, here's where it switches up a bit. I've got Reddick Busher, and I'm taking Reddick. So I've got Denny Reddick in the finals at Indy.
I have Byron Allmendinger. It's a pretty easy pick. Going Byron.
Yeah, I've got Larson and Busher. Same deal. Pretty easy pick. I'm going Larson. So
I'm
I've got
excited for that Dover race.
I've got a Brad K Larson final here.
Okay. Sims, what's your final?
Hamlin and Byron, of which I'm gonna go Hamlin.
Yeah, I got Denny at finishing off at Indy.
Yeah, I've got Larson won here last year, was super strong. I've got Larson killing the Cinderella story and beating Brad.
Shut up! No, shut up, Larson. Really strong Indy. Shush.
Did he win the race last year?
How did he
Yes.
win the race last year?
Because Blaney can't restart.
Sure.
Well, and regardless, he was still going to finish second, which is probably better than wherever Brad would have been.
I don't know how you guys feel about this. I know we all have, top tier drivers. I really want to see someone Cinderella win this, like a.
Dude,
front
I want
row
AJ to just take this
or-
to the bank.
With
I
two
want
road
someone-
courses in the middle and
Wait, we
Atlanta.
got a type. What do we think the tiebreakers are going to be?
I had mine at like 2.4 seconds or
I
something.
did 0.521 because that's about as close as you can get to another car at Indy with the arrow push.
When they say like when winning drivers win margin, like I assume they mean the winning car, not the winning car of like your bracket.
The winning car of the race.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go with 1 second.
I really want to see one of these lower tier teams win it just for the money to actually matter. There's
for the lulz.
just for the money to mean something and not just get shuffled into an account and nobody notice that it's even there.
Dude, I don't have a NASCAR account.
Oh my god. Well, on that note, thank you, Jackson, for helping us out with the brackets and giving your opinions on it.
Yeah.
You didn't say anything too egregious, so we might consider having you back here.
Yeah, I'd love to. It was a pleasure.
Gavin's already left. He's off to go make a NASCAR account to go submit his bracket.
Submit this bracket,
um,
dude.
Thank you to Jeff Johnson, our producer. And we will hopefully see you on time next week. Thanks for listening and good night.